But the story here remains that the plywood business continues to show weakness. Shobhan Mittal, joint MD of Greenply Industries, now joins in on the line from Delhi to try and explain the quarter that went by as well as the outlook for the rest of FY16. Hi, Mr. Mittal. Thanks very much for speaking with us. What is the reason that you're seeing this kind of weakness in the plywood business? I mean, is it, that there isn't just enough demand, or is it that you're losing market share? What's the big problem here?
No, I wouldn't say that we are losing market share. The markets are very, very challenging currently. And, if you look at our competitors, I would assume, they're also facing challenging conditions. We have very strongly focused on, reduction of our working capital investments. If you see our overall working capital number of days has gone down from Q1 by almost 8 days. So we've taken a strong stance on reduction of working capital. So that is also affecting sales volumes to a certain extent.
All right, Shobhan, thanks so much for joining in. But could you give us the volume growth? Was there any growth in the past quarter? Because the numbers have missed street estimates by close to around 15 crores roughly. And also for the year, I believe that you were expecting a 10 to around 12% growth. In the first half of the year, I think you've done only around 5%. Will you look to revise that onwards?
I would like to say that, we may be at a overall company-wide 6 to 8% revenue growth, considering the current scenario. And that's where we would stand. So, yes, we would like to revise that number for the year end.
Okay, and then let's come to the rest of your business, which is MDF. So last quarter, we saw a big expansion in margins there. This quarter, again, we've seen, about 500 basis points. But on a Y&Y basis, there's still some improvement that needs to be done. So what's a sustainable level of growth for MDF? And, going forward, how much do you think it's going to end up contributing to your top line?
Well, I think, the first quarter generally is better for the MDF business because the raw material costs are lower because these are hot summer months and we get a gain on the moisture quantity in the wood that we purchase. So that is why we have a better margins in the first quarter. I think the current levels are sustainable. We should be looking at EBITDA margins of about 27 to 28% on a year-wide basis.
All right, then let's talk about the business that's not doing so well, the plywood business. We have seen, again, on the top line, there's a bit of a cut as well as margin compression as well. I think the EBIT margin is at around 8.5%. Can it get much worse, or is it only going to get better from here?
Well, I think the margins should be, they are, if you see the margins have improved on a year-on-year basis to a certain extent. The EBITDA margins have improved on a year-on-year basis. So at a company-wide level, we should see about 100 bps improvement over last year on the margin front.
Okay, what about volume growth this quarter?
Volume growth, I think about 5 to 6%. Value growth.
Okay.
Volume growth should be flattish, but revenue growth should be about 5 to 6%.
Okay, and any guidance you want to leave us with for FY16?
Like I said, the revenue growth, we are looking at about 5 to 6%. EBITDA margin improvement by about 100 bps. Volume growth should be about flattish, MDF should...
So you've actually scaled down your revenue guidance for FY16 because I think the last time you had told us about 10 to 12%.
Yes, so I am revising that looking at the 6-month scenario.
Okay.
So we would like to say that overall revenue growth should be anywhere between 6 to 8%.
All right, Shobhan, thanks so much for joining in.